serves a specific purpose in the sentence, and we can visually show how so we're going to really basically just three kinds, and the next video will move on from there. So we're going to start with a two-word sentence. We study. Okay, so any sentence that is diagrammed has a horizontal line. And on the horizontal line, we will place the words in the sentence in specific locations that will communicate to the reader what the word, what purpose that each word serves. So in any basic sentence, we have two parts. We have, in this case, we have the subject and the verb. And so in the diagram, we will also cut that horizontal line in half. Now on the left side of that vertical line that cuts the horizontal line in half, we will put the subject, which in this case is we. And on this side, we'll put the verb study. And this sentence is now completely diagrammed. Okay, so that's a nice, easy, basic sentence to start off with. And now we're going to add another component to a sentence, a third word that is called a direct object. So the second sentence we'll diagram is this. Numbers scare Alex. So I draw my horizontal line, the halfway line. Again, the subject is numbers. And this time the predicate has two words, scare Alex. But you probably noticed already, these two words each serve a different purpose. Scare is the verb, and Alex is the thing, or the person in this case, that gets scared by the numbers. So I will put the verb scare here, just like I put the verb study in the first sentence. But since Alex serves a different purpose, I have to denote using a vertical line. But this vertical line cannot go under the horizontal line, because if it did, then it would look like this line. And this line's purpose is to separate the subject and the entire predicate. The purpose of this line is not to do that, obviously. So I only go that far, and I put Alex. So let's sum up what this line does. So this line separates the verb from the object of that verb, the direct object of that verb. What or who do the numbers scare? They scare Alex. That's why Alex goes here. So let me sum up what's going on here. So we've got in the second sentence, numbers scare Alex. This is the subject. This entire thing is the predicate, which includes the verb and the DO, the direct object. Okay, so now we're going to have another three-word sentence, but it's slightly different. Variables are numbers. On the surface, it looks just like numbers scare Alex. You've got a subject, you've got a verb, and you've got a thing, a noun, that follows the verb. And that is true of this sentence and that sentence. However, this verb is a different kind of verb. A verb like scare is an action verb. It can act on something. Like you kick a ball, the kicking acts on the ball. The act of kicking acts on the ball. But this is a to be verb, a form of the to be verb. And this kind of verb doesn't really act on a thing, it describes a thing. So since this kind of verb is different from that kind of verb, when we get to the predicate part, the diagram structure has to be slightly different. Okay, so variables goes where the subject goes. I divide my sentence up, now the predicate. Are is a verb, so I will put it there like normal. But since it's a different kind of verb, I can't put that vertical line here like I did here. So I will put a line that is a backward slash like this to show that this is a different kind of verb. Now I still put numbers here because what are the variables? The variables are numbers. But this is not a direct object. The variables don't are something, like the numbers scare something or someone. So while this is the subject in this sentence and this is the verb, numbers is not a direct object, it's a predicate nominative. All that means is it's in the predicate, that's why it says predicate, but it's a nominative, meaning this is a name, or you could even say it's a synonym in this case, of variables, because variables are numbers. And if you're well versed in math, you know that variables represent numbers, and that's why I chose this sentence. Okay, the last sentence I'm going to do is variables are scary. Subject goes there. Verb goes there. And I'm going to stop here because I'm going to let you think about this. This is definitely the same kind of verb. It's the same verb as this. So the question is, should I use a backward slash like I did here? If I do, and I put scary here, then I'm saying that the word scary functions the same way as the word numbers. But do they? So I'll leave you with that thought, and just quickly summarize what we have here. We have we study. This line separates the subject and the predicate. And then in the predicate, in the second sentence, we had a direct object. So we use a vertical line, but not going through the horizontal line, to separate the verb and the direct object. In the third sentence, we had a verb, but not a direct object, a predicate nominative. And we use a backward slash to separate the verb and the predicate nominative. And then I left you with a question of, do we use the backward slash again for this verb and this word, which is actually not a predicate nominative, it's a predicate adjective because it's describing the variables. It's not a synonym. It's not an equivalent, a word of equivalence of variables. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time with some more complicated sentences to diagram. Thanks for watching K109 Math.